Welcome back to Runelords Wet Bed Edition, where the audio doesn't record. So here's a recap of all the important bits of the session. After our recap of what happened last time, the Flame Hunters awaken Sandpoint. They say goodbye to their loved ones and teleport back to the location they were last in the mountains. Using additional uses of teleport and their abilities to fly, they make quick work of traversing up the river. The party comes to an area where they all must make will saves. Sika and Thrimish fail the initial save, having them start to turn around. Having Ven on Sika's back gives him an additional save for Ven trying to steer him back on course. With Sika's different bonuses, he ends up passing this time, and grabbing Thrimish is able to move him back on course as well. Ahead, they come to a swamp, petrified in a perpetual frost. They find a safe spot to land, just offshore, and are greeted by a beautiful elf woman with long, dark hair, pale purple skin, and exaggerated ears and limbs. She pops her head out of the water, giggling and attempting to cast a spell on the party, which the party succeeds against, except for Sika, though his weapon prevents the spell as it was a transmutation effect. The woman grows disappointed and begins lazing around. Not seeing her as a threat, the party just ignores her. The party learns that teleportation is not going to work here, so they will have to camp out. They will also have to wait for the moon to be at a correct phase, which is just a few days away. When the party begins to set up camp, Sika begins to look for wood for a fire. At this, the elf woman turns her attention to the party again, spitting water at him for touching her plants, asking them what do they think they're doing. Smithers remembers he has Endure Elements that he can cast, so they can promise that they won't harm any of her plants. With this, she seems satisfied, but now curious, asking what they're doing out here. The party chooses to tell her that they are looking for Xin-Shalast in an attempt to stop Karzuk. She becomes excited, introducing herself as Svavenka. Svavenka then offers information and any aid she can offer without leaving her swamp, admitting that as a nymph of her type, she can't leave the water. Even offering her spells to help keep them warm and fed until the moon phases shift. Asking what they can do for her in return, she admits that she's lonely and just wishes for people to speak to. The party agrees and decides that if she can't leave the water, they would join her in it. Between Svavenka and Thrimish, a water igloo is constructed. Warm, dry, and still counts as being underwater for Svavenka. The five of them pass the days telling stories, playing simple games. Sika tells her of their adventures, and she tells them of her cousin, Mariana, a nymph near the Hook Mountains, how she fell in love with a mortal and became a troubled spirit. The party does not put the connection together. On the final day before they leave, Svavenka tells them what to expect from Xin-Shalast. She speaks of its denizens, describing little fat men good at camouflaging themselves, and a vampiric-like creature that preys upon them. She tells them that if they help the men, they would help the party navigate the city. As they go outside, the stairway reveals itself. The party gives their goodbyes, promising to visit once in a while, and promising her a place in Sandpoint, should she ever decide to travel downriver. They climb the stairs for hours, until they come to a small pass. Traversing through the pass, they are ambushed by cloud giants, with a frost giant commander. During the fight, they determine the cloud giants are under something's control, so they decide to knock out as many as they can with non-lethal strikes, and kill the frost giant. Knowing that cloud giants are still evil creatures, they decide they should not stick around when the cloud giants wake up, and move on quickly. Just on the other side of the pass, the party gets their first view of the City of Gold. The city itself is massive, half of it buried in ash, and overlooking the city is a face carved from the mountain's peak. The party sneaks into the city best they can, darting from building to building, but find the city is mostly empty. Nothing is around, no creatures, very little plant life, until they find a partially invisible, pudgy little guy with lines painted across his body, trying to sidle against a wall. Ven, being the only one that speaks Thessalonian, was able to convince them that we were friendly, and he introduced himself as Morgith. He told the Flame Hunters of the city, of how there were several layers of the city going underground, and the further down you go, the more monsters you will find. He then pleads for help in fighting a creature of darkness that was consuming his friends and family, turning them into monsters. He would be our guide in the city, taking us wherever we wanted to go quickly and safely. The Flame Hunters agree and follow Morgiv down to the lower layers of the city. Eventually, they come to a large chamber that seems like it was once an ancient gallery. In the middle of the room is a skeletal figure in musty robes, painted with arcane symbols. Thrimish, with some clever bit of insight, had previously purchased a permanency to see invisibility on himself. Able to see the thing in the throne room was no more than a mere puppet. The real creature was a large horror, an undead octopoid creature with 10 tentacles, and a massive maw with yellowed fangs. The thing then had the puppet speak. "Which of you would offer your blood to me? Step forward and feel the embrace of your new lord." Not wanting to let the party fall into the trap, Thrimish speaks the creature's secret, angering it and starting combat. Vampiric pudgy men drop from above to defend their master, but Smithers charges past them, allowing the rest of the party to follow suit. Thrimish captures the creature in a chain of light, paralyzing it and making it easy to hit. Smithers is able to use his next turn to coup de grace the creature. It turns into a mist and begins to float under the dais holding the throne. Sika and Smithers attempt to open the dais to try and start killing the body, while the rest of the party cleans up the vampire spawn. Unable to move the dais, Sika smashes a hole in the ground with his adamantine earthbreaker, revealing a crawl space that serves as the creature's coffin. Realizing they'll need holy water, they decide they will rest in this place, while Smithers creates some holy water. They stake the creature through the heart to prevent it from rising. And that is where the session ends. Indeed. Well, thank you, adventurers, for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. If you want to see more, hit our channel, check out some of our other stuff, and until next time, we'll see you around the campfire.